Well, great afternoon. I want to do a couple of reads. The first one I'm going to do what America overall thinks of DeSantis sending those Venezuelans up to Martha's Vineyard versus what Americans think of those in Martha Vineyard that have taken these people in. And how much time did they have? A 20-minute notice that they were coming. And then DeSantis is sitting there with this smug look on his face, really think that he's done something, okay? Personally, I think he looks like a jackass, okay? But let's see what the cards have to say. How many Americans are seeing this and supporting DeSantis? Or are they more overwhelmingly supporting Martha's Vineyards and the states that are taking these people in? So it'll be interesting to see how many people across America are paying attention and what the divide is and what's the overall view. So thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look-see. Okay, the question was, how does America overall view DeSantis with this sending these people to Martha's Vineyard without any notice? So what we have here surrounding it is clouds when it comes to his long-term success. And for me, this eventually means a downward spiral to death, basically. Lilies always remind me of funerals. And so whitewashed, something whitewashed and, going downwards. But that's just me. Other people read it as something else totally. But we have here, going into it, they're not liking it. Okay, we have the wheel turning, looking at perhaps karma. There might be younger people wanting to take more action. As far as moving forward, it looks like his viability is kind of overturned. Now, I never turned the cards, but this one came out turned, so I'm leaving it that way. So for me, this is the overturning of some of his looking like the big man in charge and being so prosperous. Because, our state can't handle it. We can't handle it. So we'll send them elsewhere and let them take care of it. Okay. So when we have here the, at the center of it, we'll start there, that we have the younger ones maybe standing up, talking. We have the family and we have women. So I think that this is going to be in the family conversations with mature women, okay? Mature women about going forward and, this overturning of opportunity, okay? So there's going to be a difference here between the mature woman and those of the privileged ladies, those that, are faithful to him in the MAGA family, those more, especially around the area where he lives, that Palm Beach area. And we're looking at the offerings, things that are being offered. So while America doesn't care for it and sees the wheel turning, some of the privileged women, the mucky mucks, will be faithful to that, and they will see that offering in a different light, okay? There are others that see the offer and they're looking at these families, where they're going, okay? that they're uprooting these families and using them for political gain. Okay, so again, looking forward, movement forward. He's lost some of his, how do I want to say it, carte blanche. He's lost a little bit of his status, let's say it that way, with the mature women. They're looking at the conversation about these families and going forward, these young families. How are they going to go forward? What's being offered to them? Okay, so it looks like most of America, those of mature mind, are going to be looking at this with him and not be so thrilled. The ones that will be thrilled are the privileged women, okay, that are just not familiar with life, what real life is like, okay? Those that are looking at their socials and their coming out galas and that type of thing, okay? They pretty much, they're the ones that would be in on it, okay? But overall, they're not liking this so well. They're not liking this privilege thing that's going on, the offerings, the way they're being offered to these people to go forward, and looking at the family, talking amongst it with the mature women, going forward, and he is losing some of his luster. Let's say it that way. Okay, clouds on the horizon for Desantis. Now we'll move on and let me pull the cards and let's see what America thinks of Martha's Vineyard, the people that have taken these Venezuelans in a 20-minute notice. Okay, let's see, what do Americans overall think of Martha's Vineyard people for taking in these immigrants? So this is about work anchoring in work. On the outside, we have adjudication. There might be some court things coming down later. In the center, we have stability. These are your plans for the future and government, okay? So the hopes and things that you have for the future, okay? Stability. Going into it, it's a struggle and holding with their resources. The message is this poisonous thing when it comes to going forward. So let's look at this. The message, yeah, they see that this is being done as a political ploy by 45. This is my card for 45. Desantis is trying to be another 45, even more so. And again, when they're looking at what Martha Vineyard's doing, they're automatically connecting also to Desantis, what he's doing. He's going to just keep pushing it, and they're until they have to defend, but it's making them look good for government. Okay, going forward, he's putting a dark light on things. Okay, and there may be some court things coming up later, but I want to look at this first here. Yeah, poisoning the dreams of being able to go forward. That's in DeSantis' line here. Okay. And they're struggling with this message, because this is all, again, they're seeing that as a political ploy by the Republicans. This is not escaping their attention. Okay. Going forward, this is a struggle for democracy, for the dreams of people coming, and for our nation as a whole. holding on to our values, holding on and looking at the message that's coming forward, okay? And they don't like the message that's being sent by the Repugly Uglies, okay? So rather than really seeing Martha's Vineyard, they're immediately seeing what the Repugly Uglies are doing, the GOP, okay? What's underneath of this all, okay? And they see that we need to work and anchor in for the government to continue with the hopes and dreams, okay? And look at the message that the GOP is sending by these type of actions. And there may have to be some adjudication coming down the line with this. So this was interesting. I was not expecting this. So thanks for tuning in. See you online.